Hey, what's going on, fellow listeners, watchers, and just plain enjoyment seekers of the show? This is Lazy Reyes here today. We're going to go ahead and bring you guys a great episode called Indie Hunter, where I look out for the greatest indie games that I have an eye on. So, an indie game is defined as a video game that is often created without the financial support of a publisher. Although some games can be funded by a publisher, are still considered indie. Indie games often focus on innovation and rely on digital distribution. Taking games such as Cuphead, where a family of roughly 16 people created the game, or Fez, when it was just created by one man. While I'm nowhere near as hardworking as someone who has the determination to create their own game, I can't help but feel a little bit passionate and connected to people who work hard to put out their own content. So with the end of PAX East last week, I feel this is a great time to talk about some of the great indie games coming out soon that have caught my eye personally. First up, Dark Devotion, which gives off a total Dark Souls vibe. Everything from the look of the creatures to the background to even the man narrating the trailer gives off a dark undertone. This side-scrolling RPG was first successfully funded on Kickstarter and promises to offer different types of armor, weapons, and relics, giving each player their own choice to create their own build. Instead of souls or blood for currency like they would in the Dark Souls series, Dark Devotion plans to use faith as the currency. The game has a very interesting turn, however, as each level will have 3 to 4 different paths in the game. However, you won't be able to backtrack as quoted in the game's information page on Steam. As it stands now, Dark Devotion is only set to be on Steam and a single-player game with no official release date just yet. Blazing Chrome is a pretty sick-looking game. This run-and-gun side-scrolling game takes place in the distant future where machines have taken over. Currently being developed by Joymasher, the game clearly takes inspiration with the aesthetics and feel from Terminator. No joke, guys. You are placed in the future fighting off robots. If that doesn't scream Terminator-esque to you, I don't know what does. While the gameplay, however, takes inspiration from games such as Contra and Metal Slug. The game is designed to be played with 2 players in mind, as the players will take control of 2 characters, Mavra and Doyle, in the game, and as it stands, at the moment, the game is still under development and does not have any systems set to launch on yet, but as stated on Joymasher's webpage, the game is made by and for arcade and action fans. Monster Prom. This dating sims game, developed by those awesome guys, looks to be a very promising and unique game where you go to a high school filled to the brim with monsters that you can date competitively? Monster Prom is a cooperative experience where 1 to 4 players can try and date monsters in the school and try and be sure to have a date for the prom. The game promises to offer near endless situations, unique characters, modern love, secret endings, and much more. The game looks to offer some very funny dialogue, and while I've admittedly played little to none when it comes to dating sims, the idea of competing with friends in the game of love is very crazy to me. Monster Love is set to come out on April 27th, 2018 and will come out on Steam, Windows, and iOS. Rhythm Doctor. I actually got to test this game out, and so can you if you head over to rhythmdr.com. There's a free demo of the game developed by 7th Beat Games. It is literally a 1-button click game where you can follow the beat of the music, listening to the rhythm of the first 6 beats, being sure to press it timely on the 7th beat. That's all there is to the game, but it is very creative. The game offers a story mode where you're a new doctor in med school learning to help patients. Rhythm Doctor reminds me of a very vaguely, I have to stress that, of Guitar Hero or Rock Band, only in the sense of hitting the note at the right time. While there is no official date yet, the game is still set to be released later this year and will be released on Android, Microsoft, iOS, and Switch. Guacamelee 2. The first Guacamelee was released on April 9th, 2013 and was developed by Drinkbox Studios. 5 years later, I can safely say the excitement for this game has still not gone down for me yet. This action game takes you into the world of the Mexiverse and the world of the luchadors. Based off my experience from the first game, this game promises to offer great gameplay, funny lines, good story, and just an all-around great experience. This looks like it's going to be a great game with all your friends, as it's co-op with 1 to 4 players and is set to be released currently on PS4 and PC with no current date of release. If you are the slightest bit interested, I seriously highly recommend buying the first game. If you give it a try for yourselves, you guys will want to buy Guacamelee 2. It is a great game. All the dialogue is just hilarious. Donut County, from the developers of Ben Espinito, which brought you games such as What Remains of Edith Finch, Unfinished Swan, and many more. Donut Connie is a single player experience where you play as a whole, trying to swallow everything in the level. As you manage to swallow the smaller items in the level, you end up growing the whole, with each item you consume in the process until everything is enveloped. The game gives off some similar feelings to Katamari, simply because of having to figure out the puzzle pieces on how to grow the item you're working with, either whole or ball. Unfortunately, no official date yet besides 2018 this year, and you can expect it to come out on PS4, PC, and iOS. The trailer is adorable, guys. Just watching those two little raccoons play a game and then end up getting eaten by the hole themselves is just hilarious to watch. Dauntless, set to release later this year from developer Phoenix Labs. Dauntless takes you into a co-op action RPG where it looks heavily influenced by Monster Hunter, with the elements of going out into the world and hunting big monsters, crafting your own special armor, and being able to use a large variety of different weapons, offering your character a wide variety of different movesets. However, besides Monster Hunter, this game looks to give off a more cartoonish vibe, which for me preferably I like to swing towards, as well as being a free-to-play game, which I also like to swing towards. If you are interested in Dauntless, they are currently undergoing a closed beta for founders, which you can go to their website and pay to become, or you could just wait for the open beta coming out in May. That's currently all the games that caught my eye, though no doubt if I dig any deeper, guys, I'm sure to find a large well of indie games that look interesting. Quite honestly, it amazes me how creative some of these games get developing their own art forms. It's just crazy to me. I never would have thought to be able to play as a whole, or to create a whole game, creating your own music, and just pressing the one button on the 7th note. These are creative games. I have my eye on them. I suggest you guys keep your eyes on them too. But I would love to know what games you guys are looking forward to. Are there any indie games you heard about recently that caught your eye? Please tell me. Like I said, I love indie games. I'm a huge supporter of the whole situation there. So thank you guys for watching the video. If you like the video, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that little bell, and if you guys really like me, then do me a favor and just go ahead and spread the word that Lazy Reyes is out there. I'm just starting up, so I would love for more subscribers, obviously. I mean, no complaints here, but that's gonna do it. This has been Lazy Reyes, working hard so you don't have to. Goodbye, everyone.